If you like this video, please click like, share it, subscribe, buttons down there somewhere. And if you want coaching with me in Nottingham or online, all the information is in the bio. How you doing? All right. So I'm always asked how many shots professionals think ahead, right? And then they'll say, is it 6, 7? Now, obviously, I could inflate my own ego and say, oh yeah, we're all thinking 7, 8, 9, 10 shots ahead. But the actual reality of it is not quite as, what can I say, advanced as that. This is what we do. Right, so here goes. So do professionals think 5, 6, 7 shots ahead? Well, we do sometimes, but generally it's maybe 2 or 3 maximum, really. I mean, look, when the reds are spread like this, you've got a nice spread, you've got quite a lot to go at. You are aware of the future, but generally, the main thing in your mind, the main focus is to pot one, to get on another, so you can get on another. Does that make sense? So for this red here, I've got my camera. For this red here, I'll be trying to pot this red to get on the black, so that I can get on. If I choose that one, I will try and get on that one. But as soon as I've potted that red and maybe come here, now I'm trying to pot that black so that I've got an angle to get back on the black. So I'll be making sure that when I've potted the black, I land with an angle like that to get back on the black. And that that routine keeps on going, if you know what I mean. So, like I said, I've got loads of options here. So if you don't quite land perfectly, you have to reroute. Then, like your sat nav, when you go the wrong way, it has to think, doesn't it? That's why players, when they're playing well, they're more fluent, because the plan that they make, then they just carry on with that plan. But when they're a bit nervous or they don't quite get on the ball, they want to get on how they want to get on it, that's when they have to reroute. Like I say, your sat nav goes into one, don't it? And it takes a little bit of time, which that's what slows players down. But anyway, back to being perfect. So like I say, we're usually just getting on one to get on another to get on another. And like I say, that sort of continues as you go through the break. Situations when you will be thinking a lot further in front are like this. So obviously, I've got the pack now. I've got a pack of reds, right? So here we go. So if I'm in this position here, so now I need to break the reds up at some point. So although there's a few reds out, I'll be thinking at some point I need to go into them, you know, and I've got to try and find a way that's giving me the best way of landing. So obviously with this situation here, the obvious one to go into the pack is with that red there. If I go into the pack and keep the red there, then I've always got that as an out. So a player might think, right, I need to make sure I leave that red, and then they will probably sweep a few up. They might, but if they pot that red and get perfect there, they might even go into that red if they need the reds. So they are thinking of in front there a lot more. And another situation is, look, I need a clearance. So I need to clear them all up or I'm behind. In this situation, that red is doing me head in. So I need to move that at some point. So I'll be obviously potting the balls, getting back into the frame first. But I'll always have this red in my mind, thinking at some point it's got to be moved. So if I clear a few up, and then I get to a point where I'm sort of here, I'm on that red there, I've got that red here. So I'll get this here. So now I've cleared them reds up. So I'm on this red, but I know this is over there. So I'm thinking if I can get on that black low, like this, I can play that, maybe nudge that red out whilst I'm on that red here. So again, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking ahead there to give myself the best chance of moving it and still landing. Because if I leave it till last, obviously I might not nudge it into a potable position. And obviously if I try and move it and I miss it, I'm still got that red. So you are thinking ahead there a lot more, but generally, honestly, if they're open, players are really thinking mostly about just potting the balls, getting the balls in. I talk about this in my sessions a lot, you know, when I talk about certain things professionals do, and I know professionals are great and they're very talented and they practice a lot and all that, but when they're out there, they don't feel like that great. You know, they can be edgy and nervous, so they just want to get the balls in. So it can be a lot more sort of simple, a lot more simpler than you think. So yeah, I don't think the reason I brought this up is because a lot of people are asking me whether they go think too many shots in front. Try and keep it simple. You know what I mean? The game is tough, so you've got to try and get the balls in. So don't worry yourself about not thinking too many shots in front. That's a brief explanation of what players do. There's obviously an infinite amount of sort of situations that come up. So players are always having to sort of solve them puzzles. But yeah, generally, it's pot one ball to get on another ball so they can get on another. That's it. So there you go. It's not quite as advanced as you may think at times. We're trying to keep it as simple as possible. Like I say there's a few times where we are thinking ahead because we have to, but generally it's probably 2 or 3 shots. It's pot one so you can get on another, so you can get on another. And then there's sort of that continues as you carry on through the break. If you have to reroute, you reroute, but yeah, generally that's 2 or 3 shots. So yeah, not quite as advanced as you may think. Comment below if you like or dislike this video. See you soon.